back, and yes, this is one of those items of news that quite literally sometimes drops, I have to say it, drops into your lap. And this occurred Saturday night, and I'm not going to say where. I can only say that I was informed by a very well-placed source that, hey, you know what, Zinni, you're wrong. We haven't stopped talking to Peralta Community College. We haven't stopped talking to Peralta. Nothing's changed. That's exactly what I was told. I cannot. That's all I can tell you. Aside from the fact that I can't tell you who it was. That's it. That told me that. I can only tell you that this person is a perfect place to know. That's it. So what does this mean? It means that it means politically that how this news is going to affect the politics is one thing. That's why I was hesitating in what I was about to say. But what it means is that you've got good news for Oakland A's fans who were concerned that the A's were going to, skip town, and not good news for those, I say, so-called progressives who had pinned their hopes on, for some particular reason, this whole matter stopping. That's not going to be the case. So they don't win. They don't win. Now, absent this news, perhaps they thought they won. And you could see on listservs, people were happy and praising board members and yada, yada, yada. But I think what was going on was the board was getting so much heat that it decided to, in a sense, wash its hands of hearing from concerned citizens, again and again and again, by putting out this public announcement to the Chancellor, but not really forcing the Chancellor to stop. Okay? I mean, if you think about it another way, the Chancellor can talk to whoever the Chancellor wants to behind closed doors. That's his right. And also, both the board and the Chancellor left, if you look at it from another perspective, this door open. And they did so in the video that they put out. They said that they wanted to take time to chart a course, I'm paraphrasing, for the college, rather than this rushed process. So if you think about those words in and of themselves, Peralta never really elected to stop talking to the A's. That's the situation. That's exactly where we are right now. And that's just, now, where do we go from here? What does it mean that, what does it mean? It means that there is a room, if you will. There's room to work out kinks in the proposal that exists. There's room to work out monetary negotiations. There's room to work out an agreement that meets the objectives of not just Peralta, not just the A's, but the entire community. For those of you just watching this for the first time and wondering what's going on, well, the Oakland Athletics have sought a ballpark of their own for quite some time, and unlike the Oakland Raiders, have made a concerted effort to build in Oakland. At first, when the team was owned primarily and managed primarily by Lou Wolf, Mr. Wolf wanted to build a baseball village near the Oakland Coliseum. Part of it on the Coliseum site, but the rest of it using land just north of the Coliseum site, which would have caused the displacement of a number of businesses. And so because of that, didn't set well with the Oakland Airport business community group that is an organization which has within its membership people who have businesses around the Oakland Coliseum, and including those businesses that were going to be directly impacted by, well, being the candidates to be moved for the A's desired baseball village. So that hit a political roadblock and never recovered. And then, of course, there's Coliseum City, a separate idea which still exists today, and has been the focus of a number of different number of different architectural configurations. The most recent one, created by the architecture firm Skidmore, Owings and Merrill, and presented at a fan town hall rally just 2 days prior to the NFL owners meeting in Phoenix, Arizona. That was earlier this year, and you can see that here in Zinnia 62. If you just type, Oakland Raiders rally, and you'll get that. And so now we have a situation where the A's, who a number of people wanted and want to be at the Coliseum, conducted their own analysis and determined that not the Coliseum, not Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf's desired Howard Terminal site, although she's not the only one who wanted that site, not Victory Court, but an option long considered dead, the Laney College ball fields. Laney College ball fields. They determined, the Oakland Athletics, led by their president, Dave Cavall, determined the Laney College ball fields were the best option for the organization. And they knew going in it was going to be rough sledding. Where they want to build, for those of you not familiar with Oakland at all, is on a piece of land that currently is a ball field at the minor collegiate level. It's next to the Peralta College administrative buildings and portables, excuse me. It's next to an estuary that leads into, or eventually to, the San Francisco Bay. It's a kind of a really a viaduct of sorts that leads to an estuary that leads to the San Francisco Bay. And it would require the purchase of land and the creation of opportunities for parking that in total would cost just north of $210 million alone. And then, of course, we get to the matter of building the baseball stadium itself, which is about $500 million. So you're looking at $700 million. You're looking at $1 billion, I would say $1,200 million effort when all is said and done at that site. But the biggest concern for the community is the impact it will have, or could have, on displacing many, many thousands of Oaklanders who live around that site right now. A great percentage of them American immigrants, and of who've stayed in that area, lived in that area for some time, quite some time, who are already fearful of their area being turned over, decimated, altered, transformed due to this wave of gentrification. And now here come the Oakland A's, representing essentially the sum of all of their fears. The opportunity exists to mitigate, really prevent that. But that's where negotiation comes in. That's where policy planning, policy design, planning, implementation comes in. But you can't do that if you're not talking and negotiating. And there were so many people who didn't even want the talk and negotiate. They just wanted them at the Coliseum, that the A's the Coliseum, that they said, hey, you know what? End this. And so cosmetically, the board took this vote, emergency special meeting on December 5th, and they put out this announcement. But again, the truth is talks have not stopped, okay? Talks have not stopped at all. Now, what do I think? You know, upon reflection, I believe that the focus should be developing a sports, residential, and entertainment complex and convention complex at the Coliseum, which includes the athletics. Now, to the extent that the athletics can get something going at Laney College, it should be done with a comprehensive city participation and county participation, with the objective of preventing. Now I'm going to repeat this again. Preventing gentrification. That should be the objective. Absent that objective, it should not be done. Now, what about the matter of attracting professional football and the Oakland Raiders and building a new home for the Raiders? All Coliseum city configurations have proven that can be done. There is additional land across the 880 to allow the Raiders to achieve their land objectives. And we haven't seen a really serious Raiders involved, and I say Raiders involved, effort to establish that. But I think the future should be along the lines of what Minnesota has with its multi-purpose facility. The bottom line is the electorate is grown tired of people who have a great deal using government assistance, even in the form of tax breaks, to build sports facilities. And as one who's a fan of stadiums, a big fan of stadiums, I see the benefit of a well-designed stadium within the urban fabric. For example, AT&T Park in San Francisco can do wonders for an area and wonders for jobs and economic wealth. So it can be used as a scalpel for economic improvement to achieve it. But the planning must be done. It must be done. The Coliseum presents an opportunity to catalyze the development of an East Oakland for the future that respects the income needs of its current residents, but also allows us to take advantage of a rich and growing worldwide convention and meetings industry that it has already benefited from into the future. That's what's possible at the Coliseum. So, bottom line is, I think we need to give the A's a chance to work out a plan there, but then also have one at the Coliseum, but also have a comprehensive plan and say, okay, and stick to it and say, look, this is what we want to implement here at the Coliseum. This is what we can do. This is what we're going to fund to do it, and we're going to stick to it. And we're going to incentivize the A's to go there. See, that's the missing piece here. We haven't incentivized the organization to do anything. We left them free to roam. Howard Terminal, okay, fine. In fact, that's what harmed the NFL negotiations. The mayor simply could have given the land to the Oakland Raiders and put the A's in a position where they were going to go to Howard Terminal, but with incentives. We know Howard Terminal is a difficult site. It really is. But to not add the new tax increment financing tools that are available to us was a terrible political and economic development miscalculation. Horrible. Just horrible. But anyway, there it is. Okay, so there's the news. Come back for more later. Please subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube. Bookmark Zenny62.com. Bookmark my new Oakland blog, OaklandNewsOnline.com. Follow me on Twitter at Zenny62. And See you on Tuesday. All right.